Okay, intermediate experienced guitars. This is the lead section for And I Love Her. There are three parts to this lead section. There is a very basic introduction. There is the arpeggios. This is all George, I think, by the way. The arpeggio parts during when John Lennon is playing the chords. And then there's a lead guitar itself. And I'm going to show you all three. I have a pre-recorded on my looper pedal the regular verse. It's important to know that the song has a key change when the lead starts. And so everything moves up a half a step, up a semitone. And so I'm either going to play the lead I'll probably just play it without any rhythm. But if I wanted to, I could re-record the rhythm one step up and you would hear it with there. So I might do that. It would just take an extra minute or two, but not even. Okay, so let's just get started and take a look. The song starts off. We've got this timing is in, the beat, beats per minute is 113. I'm going to start with that. If I were playing the lead, this should be, I think, George, and maybe Paul as well on the bass. On the and of the three would be going like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1. They do that 3 times. On that third time, when they hit this note, the rhythm guitarist would start going. And as we are not the rhythm guitarist, we would just know that would happen. Throughout the first verse chorus, when this is happening, they would be doing, nothing, clapping their hands, being excited, whatever they're doing. But then when we get to the second time through with the verse chorus, George starts playing a little arpeggio here, and it's all based up here in the 9th to the 12th frets, and it repeats later, and everything moves up a step, but I'm not going to teach you that part. Everything here is made not by accident or luck, but by looking at the bottom of barred chords up in this area. So while the rhythm guitarist would have been playing an F sharp minor here, this is an F sharp minor here. And if I looked at the bottom 3 strings without my hands in the way, this is what's being played. And that's where that little bit starts. And then so the first part there, I've got my ring finger on the 10th fret of the G string. My middle I love you finger is on the 10th fret. The other one was on the 11th fret, sorry. This one's on the 10th fret of the B string, and my index pointer finger is on the 9th fret of the high E string. Now you'll see all of that in the tab, so this is not, shouldn't be news to you. And I am going in a pattern of G, B, E, B, G. And everything happens like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So while this is happening, this is happening. That second position is just the 9th fret barred, and that comes from a C sharp minor. If I were to look to just the bottom 3 strings without my hands in the way, it would look like this. So yes, I could play everything like this. But it makes a lot more sense to just play it like this. This happens, there's 3 sets of 2. There's my second set done. Third set. This is like a D shape, starting on the 9th fret. And then like a D7 shape, starting on the 10th fret, which is, these are really just A's and B's in terms of what John is playing for chords. And then it goes back to this to end. So in order, this is what I would have. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, Not the cleanest job ever, but that's okay. Some people, you can do this if you want. If you're playing this 9 like this, you can make that D shape just by putting down your middle finger in the middle. And then you can make the D7 by putting your ring and your pinky down. I find my fingers are a little too fat to do that. I just end up doing this. So I move them between the D and the D7. Okay, so I do have a recording here at 113 beats per minute. I just want to hear that first of all. So I'm going to play along with it right here. This is just now I've already shown you the beginning there. I'm just going to show you this arpeggio with the chords behind it. So that's pretty straightforward there. Now, if I am going to play the lead, I really should, you know what, I'm just going to record this really quickly, the step up, so that the lead makes a bit of sense. So this will just be 1 second here, okay? And I'll throw some timing on it. So So, now that I've got that going on, I can show you the lead. So the lead itself, everything happens all over the place really, but I'm going to start right here on the 5th fret of the D string, and I'm going to go 5, 7, 8. I'm going to use 3 fingers for that. I guess you could slide. Don't fall into a trap of just playing the lead with 1 finger. That's a terrible way to learn it, because it's limiting. I slide 7 to 9, back to 7, and then slide to 10. So I've got this. And I do that again, I start that way. But this time I just drop back down to 7. And I start it again. So the first part and the third part kind of go together. I have the first part, I have the second part, and I have the third part. And then the last part is kind of like this step down, dum, dum, dum. And I go 10 on the G string, back to 7, on the D string, 8, 7, 5. So it starts like this. And then I go all the way back down to nearer to the nut, and I've got my finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, two times there, open on the D string, and I hit the 2nd fret of the G string. So the last bit, which is the most complicated bit, and then he ends 3rd fret of the A string, open A string, 3rd fret of the E string, 1st fret of the E string, 3rd fret. So it ends like this. All right, we're going to take a look at putting all that lead together now. I absolutely butchered it, so I'm re-recording it. And so here you go. This is the whole thing in order here. And when I put that together with the actual rhythm, here I'll get myself a... And there you go. That's the full lead with that rhythm with the half a step up. And if you have any questions, please come ask me, and I'm happy to give you a hand. Thanks.